Hey, welcome Broken World Entertainment. Rings of Power may have finished, but the disaster keeps on going as the showrunners tease Sauron's character in season 2, and they say he's a complex evil like Tony Soprano or Walter White. What? Was he like a mob boss, or is he just making crystal meth? So, this article comes from Bounding Into Comics, and they write, following the absolute embarrassing final of The Rings of Power first season and its full realization of their incarnation of Sauron, showrunner J.D. Pine and Patrick McKay have teased the Dark Lord's character as being complexly evil in the vein of such iconic television characters as Tony Soprano or Walter White. For anyone not quite familiar who Walter White is, he is the character from Breaking Bad. Speaking to the Hollywood Reporter, of course they did, in light of the season-ending reveal that Galadriel's companion Hellbrand was actually the Black One in disguise. Oh my. Bad choice of words there, eh? All along, McKay explained that while Tolkien's version of the villain was an all-encompassing evil that everyone is afraid of and is so powerful it doesn't even have to be manifested physically, and Jackson's cinematic interpretation was an image of an eye. He's the eye on the tower. He said, or he and Pine felt Sauron should be a character in his own right. Problem was, he was. He always was a character in his own right. And these jackasses just went around and made up their own crap on a character that is already fully fleshed out and has always been fully fleshed out. For instance, what this character should have been is Anatar, the Lord of Gifts. That's who he should have been in this story. But they don't have the rights to that. So obviously they didn't want to do that. But they could have alluded to him at least being the Lord of Gifts. But no. They think they know better and come up with what we got. So they continue saying, we wanted to study the current running within him in a way that hopefully would reward audiences as they follow him moving forward as he becomes the Dark Lord, said the showrunners. You now know him as a person outside the name Sauron, as anyone who read the books do. You two donkeys. In some ways, we wanted to do an origin story for Sauron, he added. I'm not sure which one added, but one of dumber. We didn't want to make a show that was about the hunt for Sauron, but we loved the idea of Sauron as a deceiver who could hopefully deceive some of the audiences. No. No. His first line was like, yeah, that's Sauron. If you already didn't know before going into the show, like so many of us did, thanks to Az and Gary over and Hill vs. Spadeface and Nerdrotic. But when he said it, on the raft, he was like, oh, looks can be deceiving. Straight away, it's like, yeah, that's Sauron. And then his whole little chubby he was getting for forging was like just another way of going, yeah, definitely Sauron. Oh, jeez. So, jumping off of his partner's point, Pine then interjected, there's something that Milton does in Paradise Lost that we talked about a lot, where he makes Satan a really compelling character. In some ways, he's the first anti-hero, where he's compelling and you can't take your eyes off of him. Milton did that on purpose because he wants you to fall along with Adam and Eve. He wants Satan to be so persuasive that he also seduces the reader, they have in quotes. And you're unconsciously won over so that you perceive your own fallenness. Is that even a word? But that's what he has. And your need for redemption. But again, Sauron was Anatar, the Lord of Gifts. And that was just one of the people he was. He was so many others. And it was about 500 years into the Second Age that he reappeared as Anatar. But then they're talking about he's going to be like Walter White in the next season. Like, they just don't know what they're talking about at this stage. Oh, here's a great one. Wait to hear this. So here's where they get to this part, and then what they continue is just hilarious. So, drawing the interview to a close, McKay attempted to spark any sort of interest in their series future by drawing comparisons between the Dark Lord and a number of more popular evil characters, declaring Sauron can now just be Sauron, like Tony Soprano or Walter White. He's evil but complexly evil. Here's the moneymaker. Wait to hear this. We felt like if we did that in season 1, he'd overshadow everything, he said. So the first season is like Batman Begins, and The Dark Knight is the next movie, with Sauron maneuvering out in the open. We're really excited. They're comparing season 1 and season 2 to Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Oh my Jesus Christ. And then they're saying, interestingly, McKay concluded that thoughts by claiming that season 2 will have a canonical story, so much so that there may well be viewers who are like, this is the story we were hoping to get in season 1. In season 2, we're giving it to them. So they're basically saying, yeah, our first season was trash, but don't worry, everything you're hoping for we give you in season 2. No, they won't. They won't give it to you in season 2. This is just the same crap that they do with everything. Everyone from Bad Robot does this crap. Just look at Star Trek Discovery. Every single season they tell you, oh no, this season we're going back to classic Star Trek. It'll be more in line with original Star Trek. Don't worry. It'll be more optimistic and bright and hopeful and blah blah blah. And then the season would come out and it'd be the exact same dumpster fire that the previous season was. They done the same with Picard. Oh, don't worry, Picard will go back to what Star Trek was. No, it didn't. For 2 seasons, no, it didn't. They're telling you it is for the 3rd season. It looks the exact same as the previous 2. It seems to be a thing with people who worked with Bad Robot, that they're constantly saying, oh, don't worry, the next one will be the one you want. 2 years' time. Maybe 3. At the earliest, 2. For season 2 of this garbage. Yeah, good luck with that. No one's going to care. No one's going to remember. Idiots. Anyway, that's it for this one. Cheers. Catch you in the next one.